Hey guys, so this is my first video on a channel that I wanted to devote entirely to MBTI stuff, and I figured as a first video, as an ENTP, it'd be good to just explain about myself as an ENTP a little bit. So I was thinking about it, and I figured I could jump into like common strengths and weaknesses shared. I'll probably divert from the actual topics, because I tend to do that. It's probably an ENTP thing actually. Staying on topic. Yeah, our brains, it's just, I think most ENTPs are willing to admit that they're not entirely sane. I know another ENTP YouTuber, gosh, I forget her name, she said that ENTPs are all crazy even if we hide it well. So, it's true to an extent, for all of us. And so anyways, diverting from the topic. I figured I'd start with the weaknesses. One thing that's commonly known is that we can be really arrogant. That's true, for sure. I think it's a lot of NT types can be pretty arrogant. I know on the Facebook page for NT, was the NT, he talked about how there was a strategic game between two INTJs, INTPs, and two ENFPs, and in the end, one of the INTPs gave away all his strategies while explaining the game, and the INTJs, and I think the INTP as well, kind of had issues with fighting each other and kind of being more arrogant, and one of the INTJs was arrogant at the beginning, so then he got crushed, and the ENFP was the one that won. And ENTPs are the same way, to an extent. It's the NT types just tend to be more arrogant. And some ENTPs are better at it than others. Some work on that flaw, some don't. So yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident in my opinions. I've heard this from so many ENTPs, and I kind of feel the same way, is that they say, I'm always right, because I rarely say things 100% sure. I'll say, I think this is this. And so then they can switch their opinion if they learn that it's the other way. So you'll hear them say, I'm always right. And yeah, we like to debate, and we like to do it. Usually, I would say that a lot of us, at least me personally, we debate not for the act of winning, but to gain knowledge. I think INTPs tend to be the same way. When I debate, I'm not debating with someone so I can crush their opinions, although a lot of people take it that way because I tend to do that. I have an issue with my ISTJ sister with doing that I'm trying to work on. But yeah, we debate for knowledge, for learning and sharing opinions, and I want someone to prove me wrong. I hate it when I'm debating with someone and they just stop debating with me because they feel like, oh, they don't value my opinion or whatever. I don't know. Like, me arguing with them is annoying them, so then they stop, or they just, I don't know. Maybe they just don't have any more ideas to battle me with, but I want someone to take my opinion and prove it wrong. That's why I'm debating. I wouldn't debate with someone if I didn't think I could gain anything from it. If it was just about, oh, I want to beat them, I want to show them how smart I am, I don't need to tell people how smart I am. I know I'm smart. I want them to prove me wrong. And most people don't want to do that. They just want to shove their opinions at me, and I want them to take my opinion and tell me why I'm wrong. So that's really like the ENTP debating style. So yeah, another weakness aside, I don't really think I went too much into arrogance. It's not really something I can go too deep into. I don't think. It's just some of us are more proud than others. Some of us are. It's just. ENTPs are known as narcissists, and that's true for some of us. I definitely have an issue with pride. It's probably my main flaw. On the ENTP Facebook page, they talked about, like, there was this quiz that someone posted, and one of the questions was what of the seven deadly sins that you have an issue with, and someone was like, if you didn't choose sloth, then you're not an ENTP. And I was like, well, actually mine is pride, because I battle my laziness and procrastination, and I fight against that flaw. And because I really focus on that, then pride is actually a bigger issue with me. And I try to fight against pride. It's just harder. So I guess it's just naturally more of an issue with me. Other weakness is that we can be insensitive, and this is absolutely true. I'm better at being sensitive when I'm not in a debate. When I'm talking with someone face to face and I can read them and I'm not that interested in the conversation, then it's really easy for me to be sensitive. And it's just when I get into debates, I'm actually interested in what we're talking about, my sensitive side turns off. I'm completely rational. I'm straight to the point, and to an extent, just very blunt and honest, and it has to be a logical thing for me. I can't debate with emotions. That's ridiculous. I am debating entirely rationally, which is why I've run into problems debating with Fs and Js. Not all Js, not all Fs, but most Fs, a little bit less Js. Anyhow, I like to debate with TPs. They're really the only type that I can debate with without being worried I'm going to run into a problem. And what I figured out, like in a sort of analogy for that, was that a lot of types, so you'll have like two people battling, and someone will throw something, and then the other person will throw something, and then then I'll keep throwing the same thing, and they'll keep throwing the same thing, and it doesn't go anywhere. The TPs tend to, they throw something, that person takes that thing that they throw, fixes it, and then throws it back. So my opinion changes. And TPs do that really easily. We can very easily, for the most part, most of us just change our opinions in the middle of a debate. And I think that annoys some people who see debates more as a winning kind of thing, because we change our opinions and we aren't like, oh, man, now I lost. This is horrible for me. We're just like, oh, okay, I was wrong. Well, let's continue on with what we were talking about. And that bothers a lot of people because they want us to be, like, hurt or something, or our pride is wounded because we were wrong, and I don't know. That's going to be different for everyone, but I've run into that problem before. And so anyhow, yeah, we can be insensitive. I definitely say insensitive things, especially in debates, especially when I'm interested in when I'm talking about someone. When I become really good friends with someone, basically I show love by doing things that most people would view the opposite. This confuses my ISTJ sister a lot, and it's just, I'll call people mean things, and I'm entirely joking. It's more of an affectionate thing for me, but a lot of things I do, people misinterpret. So when I start becoming close friends with someone, and I go beyond like their sensitivity level, then I can run into problems with being insensitive, and I think most TP types do this, except for maybe INTPs. But like ESTP and ENTP especially, we both can just be a little harsh when we get to know someone, we really like someone. It's like, if an ENTP or an ESTP likes you, they'll tend to just be mean to you, like in a nice way. But I don't know how well other people can figure out if it's nice, especially like types, like nothing against them, but like ESFJs, I think, have a harder time picking out sarcasm and insults. And so like I have an ESFJ friend, and I always try to be very careful with what I say, and I can go overboard, and then I have to take a step back because I'm my friend. So I do try with that. Some good things, quick before, since I've talked tons about weaknesses. We have lots of passion for things, and this is going to depend on the ENTP. Some ENTPs, they don't battle their flaws so much, so then they have a hard time with this, but if you can learn to discipline yourself to finish things, then ENTPs have tons of passion for their projects, particularly at first. Honestly, I lose the passion really fast. I've had situations where I was like, I'll get really into something and I'll be doing it with someone and I'll get really, really into it for a really long time, and then suddenly I just completely lose interest. And that's always how it goes for me. I love new things, and so I love new projects, and I have a lot of passion for new projects. I write songs, stories, any random little side projects. MBTI I haven't run into a problem with yet. Starting anything new. My interests are really wide. I don't want to go into all of them. My main interests are like writing and stuff. But yeah, so we have lots of passion for our projects, and that can be used to our advantage, or it can be meaningless. And so that's what you have to work on as an ENTP. You have to work on actually finishing things and disciplining yourself to do that, if you care. If not, some people just don't care. Which, to me, I want to have some meaning to what I do to my life. And I do this to a certain point with my accomplishments, and there are certain things I do want to accomplish. I do want to write a book, which is taking forever, and so that's really hard to stick to, but it's good for me to discipline myself to. And you have to do this with jobs, when you get a job, and to support yourself with money. It's just habits you have to make and fix your flaws, and some people don't care to do that, and that's fine. It's up to them. But to me personally, as an ENTP, that's something I have to like deal with. And that's something that's not true about ENTPs, that we never finish things. A lot of people will say, like, not expecting to finish things. That's true for some ENTPs. Some ENTPs just never finish things. But yeah, I would say just because someone has a flaw doesn't mean that they give into it all the time. Yeah, anyhow, I hope that kind of gave you a glimpse at an ENTP. Personality types, every one of them are very deep. Complex. It's got a lot of parts to it. You could study MBTI all of your life. You can study personalities in general. MBTI is not going to encompass all of the personality. Personalities are very complex, and while you can fit them into categories, MBTI can't define a certain person. If you put 3 ENTPs together, they're going to look different. And so, yeah, so I can't explain to you it all in a video. I can't explain to you everything in one channel, but yeah, I hope that gives you a little bit of a glimpse at an ENTP, and I'll have more videos coming, assuming I don't procrastinate anymore. So yeah, bye.